Y'all ready to blaze away or what?
We're gonna look at now a article from Yakuza. Who's excited about Kiyru Kazuma, bro? First off, does everyone know what happened with Kiyru Kazuma? Okay, here's the news article I was talking about. So this comes from The Gamer. Once again, I'm going to turn on reader mode to block out all the ads. So this is November 9th, 2020. So like during the pandemic, right? During the pandemic, everyone was saying, put Kiyru Kazuma into games, put Kiyru Kazuma. And now, even though Tekken was saying it, you also had Street Fighter, which everyone wants this guy for whatever reason. Everyone wants this guy. This made the Yakuza creator say that he doesn't want Kiyru Kazuma in a fighting game, right? Because he doesn't want to see him beat up women. So everyone was requesting this guy so much from many different fighting games, and the person who created the character had to come out with a statement and say, and you know what I thought was funny? Pretty much everyone, right? We were doing research into Kiyru Kazuma, and I found a video where he like slapped a girl. Like in one of the Yakuza games, I don't know, he like slapped a girl, and then he also like slapped a child. This is probably DMCA. Dang! And I was like, hey, let's see if there's an actual quote. We do get this request a lot. Of course, there are exceptions. Fighting games generally have female characters, and personally, I don't really want to see Kiyru beating up women. So when that statement was made, every fighting game fan heart broke at once. No Kiyru, even though Tekken fans still requested it, it wasn't a reality no more, right? It wasn't a reality. Everything had to come together idea-wise. I believe Harada has some tweets as well where he talks about, Harada probably has a lot of tweets where he talks about Kiyru Kazuma. This is what Harada said about Kiyru Kazuma. I approached the board members of my company, as you keep saying Kiyru for Tekken, for too long. As a comment from the board member was, I think it's more natural for Harada to appear in Yakuza games. That's all. So they basically told, and this was also in 2020, right? So this is when the conversation was going on. He went to them and was like, Kiyru Kazuma, and it was like, no, you put yourself in the game, right? So they told him no, basically. Now, we have an update to this. Here's the news article from like yesterday. Yakuza producer. So this is not the creator, this is the producer, a different person. A different person says he wants more than just Kiyru as a guest character in fighting game. What does that mean? What kind of statement is that? I want more than just a guest character. Let's find the quote. Okay, here it is. I think it's better to say that going across mediums like how we did with Like a Dragon TV series is better, rather than just going to another game. So this is not good news. So far, it doesn't sound like good news. We receive all kind of invitations to appear in other games, but we actually never went over to their doorstep and said, let us in. I think it's going to cross the medium. I think going across the medium is a better way to go. So here he is still kind of, he's not saying that we don't want the guy hitting females, but this person is saying that instead of, you know, adding characters into like Tekken or Street Fighter, for Yakuza to expand the brand, it's better to do like a TV show, like they said here, right? A TV show. So it sounds like he wants to do more of that. More TV shows, more movies, more whatever. And honestly, you know, one, that's what Mortal Kombat does, right? Mortal Kombat gets a lot of characters from movies and TV shows. And two, I also think that's what Tekken should do. So even though this is bad news for whoever wants Kiyru to be in a game, I still agree that this is the best thing to do, and I think Tekken should do it. Going back and forth between different fighting games, yes, it's cool for the people who love fighting games, but you're really not doing anything to grow fighting games. Street Fighter 6 putting Terry in, yeah, you can do both. I like that idea too. Why not both? But or Street Fighter putting Terry and Mai, whatever her name is, in their game. Like, you're not really reaching outside of fighting games. People who don't play fighting games isn't going to be brought in by that. Which is why I think Mortal Kombat is constantly growing, constantly expanding, constantly breaking records, is because they're constantly reaching out into different mediums and bringing in characters. And I think Tekken should do the same exact thing, bro. I really think they should. You could definitely do both. I think you should do more TV shows, more movies, you know, Deadpool, Wolverine, you know, whatever hot movie is out, you should try to line up your DLC schedule to match that, bro. That is literally the best way to do if you want to like really make some money and really be successful. So far, that is the best way to do a guest character, is by reaching in to the TVs, the movies, and whatnot. But also, to the flip side of what this person is saying, this person is also saying, so they did a Like a Dragon TV show. Did anyone watch this? If anyone watched this, can you give us a 1 out of 10? I don't know if it's still going on or if it's finished, but just let us know how good it was as a show or whatever, right? But this person is also saying they made a TV show about Yakuza, and that was good. It was successful. It was better, is what they said, right? And even though Tekken Bloodline was kind of mid, I think that was their own fault because they didn't put that much into it. Tekken Bloodline, they didn't invest that much into it, right? It was very like low budget in terms of animation, in terms of how many episodes. They had flashbacks constantly to pad out the story. I think if they would have went high, I think if they would have went all in on the budget and storytelling and animations, they could have did something incredible. But everyone was looking at that like this is just like it's kind of mediocre, especially at the time when you had like Invincible being so brand new and stuff like that. The comparison just wasn't adding up. And then also you could talk about X-Men 97. The animations and visuals in that is amazing. You can tell with X-Men 97 they were given all the resources they needed to make something incredible. And if you literally do that same exact thing but with Tekken, you're cooking. But they just didn't support it that way. I was gonna say that's here it is. Actually, in recent years, Sega's Like a Dragon game series, previously known as Yakuza in the West, have pestered the developers to allow their characters like Kiyru and Goro to appear in fighting games like Tekken Street Fighter. The series' former producer had frequently dismissed the idea, saying, "I don't like Kiyru hit women." Like a Dragon TV series or a series producer who took over in 2001 has a different take. Please think big. Wow, think bigger. How do you guys feel about that? He said, bro said, I don't want to put my character in Tekken. We got to think bigger than that. Dang. I'm gonna throw hands with him. Where are you at? We gotta go hands. What? He said think bigger? Nah, but I do think that's true though. I think that, I mean, Mortal Kombat is the biggest example of that. Everyone says how their game is trash, and yet they constantly break records, and that's because they think bigger, they do bigger in terms of DLC. You know, this was what I was saying before, right? I was saying, why do people want guest characters in Tekken? Tekken's never been a game that needed guest characters, right? From other fighting games, Tekken has always been a game that can stand on its own, do its own thing, put its own characters, and be good, right? So I feel like Tekken 8 should get back to that point. Tekken 8 should get back to that point where it's like untouchable. Like I just posted on Twitter a picture of Michael Jackson playing Tekken. This is where Tekken was once at, and this is where they need to get back to. And I don't know if putting, you know, Virtual Fighter guest characters and DOA guest characters and Bloody Roar guest, I don't know if that's going to get to this point. Who's the modern day Michael Jackson? The closest thing to it? Taylor Swift? Drake? The Weeknd? Billie Eilish? 12 hours ago at the time of recording, right? This has 1.7 thousand upvotes, so this is pretty massive, right? And as you can see, it says leaked Tekken 8 Winter DLC. If I had to give my opinion on this, I think this is 100% fake. What do you guys in the chat think? Photoshop? Yes, definitely. I agree.